Greetings and good morning to everyone. Through this video, I wish to express my sense of appreciation for all those who have joined this very special mission undertaken under the auspices of what appears to be a YouTube channel named the Temple of Thoughts, but is far more than that. By now, you would have noticed that the contents of this channel are radically and strikingly different from what is on offer in other channels. There is a reason for this. And at this time, as the membership of the channel exceeds a very modest number of 2,000, very modest as compared to most other YouTube channels, it's my duty to explain to all those who have joined in solidarity with the spiritual mission I have initiated through this fellowship of minds, the real nature of what brings us together. First of all, as I've said on a previous occasion, this is not a YouTube channel in the usual sense of the term. I'm not a YouTuber, so to speak. I'm a missionary using this particular technology to accomplish a mission that's particularly relevant, in my opinion, to the present context. Now, before I proceed any further, let me say that this video is an approximate translation of an earlier video posted this morning in Malayalam, which also attempts to do more or less the same thing. I'm doing this English version because a request has reached me from somebody who is not particularly well versed with Malayalam, and therefore, in order to convey the meaning and the sort of rough sense of what was included in the previous video, I'm doing this. And therefore, those who have seen the earlier video may please overlook this English version. Now, what is the very special purpose undergirding a temple of thoughts? In fact, the very name of the YouTube channel suggests that. Now, in my opinion, the foremost lacuna in the Christian community throughout the world, as well as the Kerala community, I'm not just talking about the Kerala Christian community, but Kerala society in general, is that the culture of thinking earnestly, thinking truthfully, thinking seekingly is absent. Now, this to me is a particular problem because I've spent about 45 years in the domain of higher education. And to me, the most basic goal in education must be to equip and challenge the beneficiaries of education, the young people, to think objectively and truthfully. Where people do not think, they become slaves. Unfortunately, that is increasingly the case today. Now, therefore, let me very briefly and clearly spell out what we propose to do or what we propose to accomplish through the mission that this channel is focused on. Now, Kerala is proud of its history of Renaissance. Unlike perhaps all other states or most of the states, Kerala has a very commendable history of a social, religious, political renaissance. And a great deal has been said about the Renaissance heritage of Kerala, in which very great names figure, like, Sri Narayana Guru, Nataraja Guru, Ayyangali, V.T. Bhattadiripada, to name only a few. I mean, there are many galaxies. But unfortunately, this heritage or this culture of Renaissance virtually became defunct. In my opinion, a Renaissance and when it comes to religion reformation, both are processes that can never end, and they must forever continue. Because these are the two things that safeguard the vitality and health of a society. And to the extent that this wellspring of Renaissance and Reformation dried up in Kerala, the Kerala society is intellectually languishing. And the signs of the pathology thereof are now alarmingly evident in the life of Keralites. And it's not the occasion for me to undertake a detailed anatomy of that pathology. I'll just mention this and move on. Therefore, the vision that inspired me to start this YouTube process through which to bring together people, like-minded people who share a sense of responsibility concerning the society in which they live, and who believe that by God's grace we can make a difference for the better, is to initiate. This might sound a very ambitious thing when I state it in this manner. Yeah, it is an ambitious thing. To initiate, by the grace of God, a second Renaissance in Kerala, and then through Kerala to the world beyond. And therefore, you will notice that the common feature of the nearly 400 videos I've already posted on this YouTube channel is that they are rich in content, they're deep in thoughts, and they're sharp in conceptual insights. Now, all of this is meant to facilitate those who participate in this mission in acquiring intellectual and spiritual vitality. Unfortunately, because of our religious nurture, we are just trained to be parasites. We just depend on others. Now, in the life of churches, I don't see this, I'm not saying this as a matter of casual criticism. I say this as a very serious observation of facts. If you look at the life of churches and the kind of nurture that Christians receive through churches, you find that they are being spoon-fed. There's no opportunity to think. There's certainly not an opportunity to ask a searching question, no scope of getting an answer. And therefore, church life breeds a kind of sedentary approach to life. And this, I believe, is highly injurious to human welfare. And as a consequence of this, what happens is that Christians tend to be disengaged from the realities around them, and therefore they become progressively marginalized and irrelevant. And this also has impoverished, diluted the intellectual cutting edge of the Christian community. And I say this with great alarm, that the Christian community today is backward as compared to all other societies in terms of our intellectual, cultural attainments. This, I believe, is a subject in itself. If anyone has questions to ask, I'm quite happy to interact with them. Please feel free to get in touch with me on my email, which is vthampu@gmail.com, or you can even indicate your desire to interact with me in the response column below this video and give me your number, and I'll try and call back to the extent that time permits me. So, I invite all of you to join me in this mission to initiate the ambitious goal of initiating the second Renaissance in Kerala. Now, you might think that, this is something too ambitious for one person or even 2,000 people to undertake. It seems ambitious, no doubt. But I derive a great deal of encouragement from the parable of Jesus Christ about the kingdom of God, and you can read that in the 13th verse of the Gospel according to St. Matthew, where Jesus says the kingdom of God is like a mustard seed. Don't worry about the size of the beginning. What's important is that the power of God is at work in the small beginnings that you make. And I believe that this is of the Lord. This is God's plan for us, that we believe in the power of the faith, initiate this movement to impact the soul of Kerala and hopefully beyond. And I say beyond particularly because the unique thing about Kerala is that of all people groups in India, Keralites are the most dispersed and diasporic. Actually, there is no corner in the world where Keralites are not present. And therefore, if Kerala can experience this intellectual, cultural, social religious renaissance. Then from Kerala, it can spread to all corners of the world. And in fact, Kerala will become the proverbial mustard seed, as per the parable of Jesus Christ, the proverbial mustard seed, or the allegorical mustard seed, that would sprout and send its branches to the end of the world. It's very interesting, very exciting. And therefore, I urge all of you to believe that with God everything is possible. Let's not be intimidated by the very small group that we are, the fact that we have no resources at our disposal. As a matter of fact, I have to tell you, our real strength is that we have no resources, material resources. I sincerely thank God that we are not burdened with material resources, because the one thing that the good Lord taught me is that if you want to do real good to the people, if you want to be godly in your life and in your mission, renounce money altogether. Don't bring money into the question. The moment money comes into a mission, the mission becomes mercenary and soon it becomes diabolic. And I believe this has happened to almost all churches, and we are not here to repeat the same mistake. Thank God for technology, because technology allows us to do our mission without the collection of a single rupee. And that's very exciting. So let's join our hands, our hearts together under the umbrella of God's intent and purpose for each one of us, and believe that God can initiate this new phase, or the second Reformation and Renaissance in the life of Kerala through this very humble YouTube channel, which today has membership only of 2,000. It's not the number that matters, it's the quality of commitment. You can serve as the force multiplier of a temple of thoughts by sharing these these messages with people in your network of contact and friendship, and that way help expand the outreach of this mission. So the one thing that is required in all of this is patience. Now, I know that social media is a domain of escalating impatience, and people somehow take pride in the fact that they have no time, they have no patience. They don't realize that they're doing a great disservice to themselves. Please, for God's sake, understand that nothing great has been achieved in human history without incredible and inordinate patience. In fact, patience more than anything else is a test of character. If you really want to grow intellectually, if you want to develop any talent, if you want to come into the fullness of your own personality, you need incredible patience. And ideas in particular can be assimilated and understood and assimilated only if you have patience. Therefore, my videos will be comparatively longer, because I'm not trying to entertain you. I'm not trying to tickle you through some episodes like other channels. I'm trying to share with you the insights and the intellectual resources, the spiritual light God in His mercy has entrusted to me for the well-being of all people. And it's incredible how He fills me with these resources day by day. I'm myself overwhelmed. That's a word. I'm really overwhelmed. I mean, I just sit here and the good Lord fills me with ideas and insights. It's like an avalanche. And in fact, many people say that I put too many things on the YouTube channel every day. I tell you, I'm not even posting a fraction of what actually ferments in my mind. It happens just by itself, and that's why I'm totally convinced that this mission is ordained from above, and that all of us are brought together by divine purpose to undertake and accomplish the seemingly daunting mission of effecting the second Renaissance of Kerala. Let's believe that with God everything is possible. Let's believe as Jesus Christ, that if you have faith as large as a mustard seed, you can move the mountains. So this is a mountain, let's move it, the mountain, to initiate the second Renaissance in Kerala, so that Kerala becomes a shining lamp to the global community as to what a healthy and spiritually enlightened society can be. So welcome once again to a Temple of Thoughts, not a YouTube channel, but a YouTube fellowship, a fellowship of mission. And the mission is very clear. It is to impact the soul of India in the name of God, so that the true potential of Kerala is fully realized and Kerala becomes a blessing on India as a whole and to humanity beyond. Thank you.